John Laurinaitis files a motion joining Vince McMahon to compel arbitration in the Janelle Grant lawsuit against not only Laurinaitis, McMahon, and WWE, mere months after he claimed he was also a victim of McMahon. Plenty of details on this, plus an update on Nick Khan's future in WWE after some reports suggested he had put all of his shares in TKO Group Holdings up for sale. An update on Kenny Omega's future in AEW, particularly inside the ring after his appearance last night on AEW Dynamite. Some in WWE reportedly feel that The Rock only returned to the company earlier this year to turn around his Hollywood losing streak. Plus, Jeff Hardy reportedly has been cleared by the AEW doctors. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about John Laurinaitis and some breaking and developing news this evening regarding the Janelle Grant lawsuit against not only Laurinaitis but also Vince McMahon and WWE. Because now, seemingly, after appearing to be on the opposite side to Vince McMahon, Laurinaitis has done a 180 and he is now siding with the former TKO executive chairman, Vince McMahon. Now, Edward Brennan, the legal representative for John Laurinaitis, sent out the following statement announcing that Laurinaitis' team had filed a motion to join Vince McMahon in compelling arbitration in the lawsuit filed by Janelle Grant. This is what Brennan said, quote, John Laurinaitis has filed a motion today fully joining in and adopting Vince McMahon's motion to compel arbitration. Mr. Laurinaitis corroborates Mr. McMahon in publicly declaring that Miss Grant's allegations of sexual abuse and coercion in her complaint are completely unfounded. My client will fight these false allegations together with Mr. McMahon in the proper forum, arbitration, end quote. Now, Jessica T. Rosenberg, the attorney for Vince McMahon, gave the following statement to WrestleNomics, saying, quote, in January 2024, Miss Grant, a 43-year-old with a law degree who was in love with Mr. McMahon and devastated by their breakup, filed an outrageous and false lawsuit to ruin Mr. McMahon's career and reputation. Now, her false allegations are slowly unraveling. Today, Mr. Laurinaitis' attorney confirmed his client will corroborate Mr. McMahon's account and expose the lies with the complaint. Despite their intense efforts, Miss Grant's attorneys won't be able to suppress the truth from coming out, end quote. Now, on January 25, a lawsuit was filed by Janelle Grant against Vince McMahon, WWE, and former Executive Vice President of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis. The lawsuit accuses McMahon of sex trafficking, emotional abuse, and assault. Now, interestingly, on February 1st, Laurinaitis denied the allegations and claimed he was also a victim of McMahon. Now, McMahon filed a motion to compel arbitration on April 23 and argued, quote, plaintiff and defendant, collectively the parties, engage in a consensual relationship during which defendant never coerced plaintiff into doing anything and never mistreated her in any way. The filing argued that the plaintiff violated agreement of the parties, which led to the defendant withholding payments. Now, a motion was filed by Grant to strike McMahon's preliminary statement in his filing. Of course, if we get any more details on this in the future, we'll let you know. But once again, the filing mentioned in the statement did read as follows, saying, quote, defendant Mr. Laurinaitis, by and through his undersigned attorneys, respectfully moves this court for an order compelling arbitration of this matter pursuant to the Federal Arbitration Act 9 U.S.C. for the reasons set forth more fully in defendant Vincent K. McMahon's motion to compel arbitration, Doc 30, and defendant McMahon's memorandum of law in support of the motion to compel arbitration, which legal arguments advanced therein are adopted in full and joined by defendant Laurinaitis as though set forth herein. Defendant Laurinaitis further moves the court for such other and further relief as the court may deem just and proper, and seeks to leave to advance additional and other responses, defences, counterclaims, and or affirmative defences to plaintiff's complaint in the event the motion to compel arbitration is denied. So, as I said, this is a developing story. This is a story that is, again, developing over time. As I mentioned, interestingly, it was reported previously that Laurinaitis had declared himself a victim of McMahon as well, but now seemingly he has done a bit of a 180, is now siding with his former boss and backing up his series of events, or his accounting of events as well. So what do you make of this? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. As I mentioned, if we get any more updates on this, if we get any more statements in the future, we'll let you know, but this is a developing and breaking news story. Now, speaking of TKO Group Holdings, we've got a bit of an update when it comes to Nick Khan. There's been a bit of confusion over the future of the WWE president. Now, Pat McAfee has slammed reports that Nick Khan has sold shares in TKO, the parent company of WWE, following online reports. On April 26, Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics reported that all of Nick Khan's shares are also registered for sale. This came in the same stock prospectus filing as Vince McMahon selling his remaining TKO shares. Pat McAfee has addressed the claims that Khan was selling his TKO shares during the Pat McAfee show that featured an interview with Drew McIntyre, saying, quote, "You mentioned a few times there, Nick Khan. There were some internet rumors about him too, selling stock and shares and everything like that. I, after talking to sources, can report some breaking news. That's not true. He has never sold a single share of any stock since getting to the WWE, hasn't even put them up for sale, which is an entire process to do that, so that's a bunch of bullshit as well. So when you're talking about the WWE climbing, I love that you're going to be around, and I love that Nick Khan is going to be around." In a follow-up post on April 27, Thurston brought some clarity to the reports that Khan was selling his shares, tweeting, quote, "I don't see at all Nick Khan listing all of his shares for sale as some kind of omen, despite flailing online about it. All of his shares, as well as all of Vince McMahon's shares, have been listed since September. Suddenly, attention is being paid for confused reasons. Vince has made sales. There are no records of Nick making sales yet, which would be required due to him being a board member." Nick Khan, of course, joined WWE in August 2020 as President and Chief Revenue Officer, rising to the role of co-CEO of Stephanie McMahon in July 2022 and becoming sole CEO following Stephanie's resignation in January of 2023. In 2021, it was reported that McMahon, Triple H, Nick Khan, and a number of other WWE executives have sold off more of their WWE stock, which is, of course, in contrast to what McAfee has said, saying that Nick Khan has never sold any WWE stock. Now, the merger that would form TKO Group Holdings was completed on September 12, 2023, with WWE and Endeavor and UFC falling under a single umbrella. Nick Khan was reappointed as WWE president in the merger, as well as being appointed to the TKO board of directors. Now, we also have an update on Kenny Omega after his appearance last night on AEW Dynamite and subsequent physicality involving the Elite attacking the AEW EVP. Now, Kenny Omega made his return to AEW Dynamite on May 1st, although the celebration was short-lived thanks to the Elite. The Best Bout Machine's speech to his hometown crowd was seen during the broadcast before he was confronted by Kazuchika Okada and attacked by the rest of the Elite. With the tease of a match between Omega and Okada, Omega revealed that he would need a couple of months before the match could happen. Dave Meltzer has provided further details of what this means on Wrestling Observer Radio, saying, quote, "It's going to be a long time. I mean, he still hasn't had the surgery, and after the surgery, it's going to take months for him to return. I know people who saw Omega and Okada got really excited. Oh my God, are they going to be wrestling at Forbidden Door? Obviously, the plan is for them to wrestle, but I don't think that will happen, or there is a date imminent, and it's not going to happen anytime soon, but it probably will happen by the end of the year, maybe. Obviously, Kenny Omega wants it to happen. They did not do this not to do a big feud with Omega and other people against the Young Bucks, Okada and an Okada Omega singles match, and perhaps another big Omega match as well. Of course, Omega was diagnosed with diverticulitis in December of last year, which saw a number of plans change in AEW. In April, Omega provided an update on his recovery, saying that he was very much still dealing with the effects of diverticulitis and diverticulosis. He would also touch on the possibility of a return to in-ring competition without surgery, stating, quote, "I'm going to have to make sure it's all taken care of." So it looks like Omega is set to get the surgery. We get any more details on that, of course, in the future, we'll let you know. And we wish Kenny Omega the best in his recovery. Now, The Rock, of course, he made his return to WWE this year, but were there some ulterior motives of the final boss? Well, some people within WWE felt The Rock only returned to the company as an attempt to turn around his losing streak in Hollywood, according to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio. He said, quote, "There were definitely people in WWE who felt that his return to WWE this year was an attempt to turn around kind of a losing streak, to speak. Young Rock got cancelled, some of his movies weren't as successful as hoped for, and WWE was an easy win. At the same time, put it this way, WWE made him a $30 million offer to join the board of directors. They came to him. That's not him coming, and he's been talking about doing wrestling for literally as far as doing the Roman Reigns match since 2019. So it's not like this was something that just came out of the blue because of the idea that he wasn't doing well or something like that, Meltzer stated. Now, of course, The Rock returned to WWE in early 2024, and he soon joined the TKO board of directors in a deal that would see him pocket $30 million in TKO shares. Johnson was a top star on WWE television during WrestleMania season, main eventing night 1 of WWE's biggest show of the year when he teamed with Roman Reigns to defeat Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Original plans for WrestleMania 40 called for The Rock to face Roman Reigns, but a fan backlash prompted The Rock to stand aside for Cody Rhodes. This also came after backstage games within the company, as many wanted Cody to headline the showcase of the Immortals. The Rock will remain involved with WWE long-term, though, through his spot on the board of directors for TKO. A future match against Cody Rhodes was set up on the Raw after WrestleMania 40 as well, most likely for next year's WrestleMania. The Rock's perceived losing streak saw Dwayne Johnson's star power take a hit due to Black Adam flopping at the box office and his failed ambitions to gain creative control over the DC Extended Universe with Warner Bros. Discovery, going with James Gunn and Peter Safran instead. The Young Rock television series was also cancelled in 2023 after 3 seasons. The Rock returned to Hollywood following the Raw after WrestleMania, and he's currently working on Smashing Machine, the biopic of former UFC fighter Mark Kerr. Johnson will be involved with the production on the live-action Moana later this year as well. And finally, a bit of a positive news update when it comes to Jeff Hardy after his recent injury problem in AEW, and this update comes from his brother Matt. While Matt Hardy may have left the confines of AEW and shown up once again in TNA, where he has resumed his broken Matt Hardy persona, his brother Jeff Hardy still remains on the AEW roster. He also remained on the injured list over the last couple of months after breaking his nose during a match with Sammy Guevara that resulted in Guevara being suspended for not following AEW's concussion protocol. It may not be that much longer, however, before wrestling fans get a glimpse of Jeff Hardy again. During a Q&A episode of The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy, Matt provided a positive medical update regarding Jeff's status. He said, quote, "I can let you know this," Matt said. "Jeff has been to the doctor and he's seen the AEW doctor, and as of right now, as of a couple of days ago, he is officially cleared. He is cleared to wrestle and he could be competing, I guess, soon. I guess he could be competing in the future any day now, so there's some breaking news. Jeff is finally cleared after getting his nose broken and his sinuses smashed." Now, while Jeff Hardy may be cleared for in-ring action, it's possible that his first match may take place outside of the AEW umbrella. Shortly after Matt's return to TNA, a report emerged that Jeff has been telling others that his AEW contract was set to expire in the spring, though he didn't actually specify when. There have been no updates regarding Jeff's contractual status with AEW since then, and it remains unclear whether he will soon enter the free agent market or if AEW will tack time onto his deal due to injury and other absences. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.